Hello friends, welcome to the Tax Expert channel. Today we are going to see what is AWS Lambda and what it is all about. I think you guys would have heard more frequently when we talk about AWS and everybody start talking about Lambda, Lambda, Lambda. What is this Lambda all about? Lambda is basically one of the compute service provided by the AWS cloud service provider. This is one of the awesome service out of entire set of AWS services. Why AWS Lambda is so popular? The only one and only one reason behind the popularity is this is the serverless compute service provided by the AWS, meaning you can run your code without managing any servers or clusters. Just like that, deploy the code and it runs independently. And also, you don't have to worry about managing your services or servers and scaling the application. No, not at all. Everything is managed by the AWS. You just need to write the code and deploy here, and there you go. Your application just runs just like that. You don't need to worry about anything else. Let's understand this AWS Lambda little bit in detail. AWS Lambda is a serverless compute service that lets your code to run without provisioning or managing servers or creating the workload aware clusters or scaling logic or maintaining event integration or managing runtimes. With Lambda, you can run the code for virtually any type of applications or maybe backend services, all with the zero administrations. Just upload your code as a zip file or a container image, and Lambda automatically precisely allocates compute execution power and runs your code based on the incoming request or an event, or maybe you don't have to worry about any scalability issue. You can set up your code to automatically trigger from almost all 100 plus services or call it directly from your web application or mobile application. You can write Lambda function in your own favorite languages such as Python, Node.js, Java, and many more. And also use the both serverless and container tools such as the AWS SAM, CLI, build, test, deploy functions. Can we go ahead and see what are the benefits of this Lambda? So the first and foremost benefit of a Lambda function is the no servers to manage. AWS Lambda automatically runs your code without required you to provision or manage infrastructure. Just write the code and upload it to Lambda, either as a zip file or in a container image. So that's one of the benefit. And the very next benefit is in a continuous scaling. AWS Lambda automatically scales your application by running the code in response to each event. Your code runs in parallel and processes each trigger individually. This is important. Your code runs in parallel and processes your trigger individually, meaning every trigger will create its own instance and runs independently. Hence, the scalability is handled. Scaling precisely with the size of the workload from a few requests per day to the hundreds of and thousands of requests per second. That's an amazing feature or a benefit of a Lambda. So what next? The next one is a cost optimized with the millisecond metering. So the very important benefit of a Lambda is it is very much cost optimized. With AWS Lambda, you only pay for the compute time you consume. So you are never paying for over provisioned infrastructure. You are charged for every millisecond your code executes and the number of times your code is triggered. With compute saving plan, you can additionally save more than 70%. Yes, so there is no extra charges for an Lambda which is lying idle. It is charged only when it is triggered and when it is executed. That's the one of the benefit. And the next benefit is about consistent performance at any scale. With AWS Lambda, you can optimize your code execution time by choosing the right memory size for your function. You can also keep your function initialized and hyper ready to respond within the double digit milliseconds by enabling provisioned concurrency. That's one of the amazing benefit of this AWS Lambda. So you can go over this block diagram and see that how AWS Lambda will work. Upload your code to AWS Lambda, write code in any Lambda codes, and then go to the setup your code to trigger from any other AWS services. So it can be triggered from the S3 bucket, it can be triggered from the HTTP, or it can be triggered from the AWS gateway. So all the services and most of the services are providing this trigger functionality. And then run your Lambda code into the Lambda function and just pay what you run within this compute service. That's all is about AWS Lambda. Let's quickly jump into the application environment, how the AWS Lambda is created. This is the AWS console where I'm logged in using my AWS account. So if you go to the AWS console and search for Lambda, you will see this kind of an icon. This is where is the Lambda functions or can be created. So under the AWS Lambda function, you can see there is a create function. So if I click on this create function, it will take me to the Lambda function create route. So here is the four option. So I can choose any one. So let's go with an author from scratch, meaning I'll be writing from scratch. So when I click on this, there are a couple of information you need to fill. So first one is your Lambda function. For example, I want to write a my first Lambda. This is my first Lambda, for example, and then runtime. So within this function, how you want to write your code and which language you want to write the code and under which runtime environment you want to run. So it supports plenty of the environments and the programming languages. Let's go with the Node.js and the latest version 14.x. And permissions, yes, you can know more about this in another session, but right now let's keep it away and then go to the function and call create function. When I click on this create function, it will create me an instance or an environment or a containerized space for me to run my code within this environment under the Node.js 14 version. So here you go. This is my first Lambda function is created, and to run this code, there is an event needed, right? So that event can be triggered by using the add trigger. So it can be from S3 bucket, or it can be from Lambda API gateway, or it can be from HTTP, anything. But let's see how to write the function within this Lambda function. So if you slowly come down, there is a section called code. So here is what you can write the code. So this is an environment where you can write the code, or even you can upload your pre-built application as a zip file, or you can also direct from S3 locations to this function so that it can pick that zip file from that S3 location. So let's go ahead and see how do you write the code directly into the environment. Just double click on this index.js. You can see that by default some sample code is generated. So let me add some console log. Okay, so console dot log and today's sample program in Lambda, that's 1.1.1. Let's give me some version and let me save this. And once you save this function, you need to deploy. Click on the deploy. It will deploy into your AWS Lambda function what you created. Now go back and click on the test. So here is what you can write your own test cases so that you can quickly check your Lambda is working or not. So let's see my test one is the let's create a new event. And the test one event type templates I don't want. The name is test one. I don't need any argument and let me invoke this C. Okay, so here you go. This is what is program written. So this is the hello from Lambda response and logs. Let's check the logs whether we are getting the right logs or not. Here you go. Today's sample program in Lambda 1.1.1. Yes, we have successfully completed and created the Lambda function. And This is how you can utilize all the benefits of a Lambda, and you can go ahead and create the Lambda. And the next session we'll see how do we add the triggers to this Lambda, and also we can see how do you configure much matured applications within the Lambda function. Thank you for watching the session, and please like, subscribe, and share it.